Hi Shruti, hi everyone.
Hello.
This is the third episode of our live sessions, and today we'll be having a session with a very renowned entrepreneur and a marketing specialist, Mr. Jatin Arora. So we'll just add him shortly. The session begins at 4. We'll just add him. Thank you all for joining. I hope I'm audible clearly, Shruti.
Yeah, you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I hope you can hear me right.
Yes, sir,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. We hope you're doing
After
fine. I am Suhani from Excelsior, the Common Society of Metri College, and that's my
okay.
partner.
I'm Shruti.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We hope you're doing well and
Yeah,
everyone
absolutely.
in your
Your
family.
your voice is very low. I mean, can you be a little louder if it is possible?
Yeah, sure, sir. All right.
All right.
Yes, sir. So can you please
So,
start by, we have a lot of people with us in this session. We have our
uh-huh.
society students, we have people from other colleges, we have people from our entire department. So yeah, if you could, start by introducing yourself and what you do and what is that everything, what is there about you, everything, just a little bit. Mm. So I just asked if you could introduce a little, you could give us a little bit insight about yourself. We have many people who would love to know what you do and everything that, makes you different from the others.
All right. See, I'm Jatin Arora, and I've been into direct selling business for last 11 years. And prior to this, I was into I was working in a BPO, and I was running my multiple businesses before getting into this business in 2010. You know, what made me got into this business? Because I thought the ordinary job or ordinary business can only help me to fulfill my dreams. Nothing more can happen. And that is the reason I was receptive for the opportunities. You know, these days, everybody wants to be millionaire and billionaire. But do you know, we need the right mindset and the right platform to succeed in our life. And we all need to be receptive for the opportunities. And I was receptive for the opportunities. And that is the reason when the opportunity got in my lap in 2010, I got involved in direct selling business. And that's where my network marketing journey started. Yeah.
That's very well said. So, can you please also tell us about the book that you're currently writing?
Well, because I have been into this industry for almost over a decade, so I have gained quite a good experience about this industry because I have very, bitter and sweet experience in direct selling business. I have failed many times. I read it from somewhere that successful people fail more than the unsuccessful people, right? So I understood this. And that is the reason the rejection, negativity, discouragement didn't bother me at all. Of course, it bothered me in the beginning, but then I prepared my mind in such a way that I thought that these challenges are part of the journey towards my success. So because I have gained the experience, so what I thought in 2018, I read about over 100 books in a year. Can you believe it? I read over 100 books in 1 year. I was reading for 16 hours a day in 2018. 16 hours a day. People might work for 16 hours a day. I was learning 16 hours a day. And what I realized, everybody is writing the skills, everybody is telling about the skills, this is what you need to do, but nobody is telling that what happens when you apply those skills and when you don't succeed. People are preparing you to succeed, but people are not preparing you to handle, people are not preparing you how to handle the failure. So that is where I thought I need to share all my experiences, which helped me to overcome the failure to succeed in my life. So I have written down all my failures. I have written down everything, how I overcome those challenges to succeed in my business. So that book is not just for people who are into direct selling business. I tell you what, when you read the book, you would think, it is written for me. I will not reveal the name of the book right now, but of course, when it will be launched, I'll definitely share one copy to you, and you can share it with your audiences.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, when should we be waiting for the book? Like when will it be launched and everything?
Very soon, most likely, it'll be launched in the in the month of July.
Okay, that's very soon. That's
Yeah,
great. We're very excited,
yeah.
sir. Okay, so sir, can you also please tell us how does your platform like help individuals to start their digital businesses?
See, when I started the direct selling business in 2010, I started it completely offline. I learned it offline. I did it offline because at that point in time, I had one Nokia 3310 phone. I hope you remember it. I'm not sure you will know it or not. Nokia, the big phones.
Yes.
So at that time, we didn't have WhatsApp. We didn't have social media platforms. We didn't have internet. But when I was introduced to the internet, when we got these smartphones, what I thought, instead of talking to people every day, instead of talking to people throughout the day offline, why not take the advantage of the online platforms? So I didn't know how to use those platforms, but believe you me, nobody is born with all the learnings. You learn everything here. If you have a will, where there is a will, there is a way. There are two kinds of people. One who always complain about the situation, the COVID happened. I don't know how to work online. And the other kind of people are, they find the opportunities in most challenges. So what I found, I thought that the world is moving, the world is changing. Whenever I was traveling abroad to America or other countries, I was seeing that people are using a lot of platforms, online social media platforms. So that's where I got the idea in 2015 to shift my business from offline to online. Though I started it in 2015, but it didn't happen. I didn't happen completely. I couldn't shift it completely in 2015, but eventually it happened. And similarly, if people have will, they can find a way. There is one saying, there is a very famous saying: if it is important for you, you will find a way. If it is not, you will find an excuse. So you decide. If it is important to find a way to use digital media to grow your business or whatever you're doing, you would find a way. And if it is not, you would find an excuse. Internet is expensive. I don't have a good smartphone. I don't have a Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi at my place doesn't work good. You might find excuses. But if it is important, you will find a way.
Yeah. Like, do you think that there are some attributes or skills that a person needs to have to be successful? What are they?
See, it totally depends on the area where you're working. Of course, skills are required. Let's say if I am working in direct selling industry, I need to be I need to be good at public relationships because I'm into public business. I need to have good skills in of talking to people. I need to know how to generate leads. I need to be a master at inviting people over a call. I need to be a master at giving presentations. I need to be a master at doing follow-ups and follow through. I need to be master at converting people, converting leads into sales. I need to be good at speaking with people publicly, over different platforms. But these skills you do not acquire in a day or a week or a month. It takes time. When you go for an engineering degree, it takes 4 years, right? Similarly, why you spend 4 years in completing your engineering? Because you can't. It's simple. You can't do it in four days or 4 weeks. Good things just take time. You need to give time. Whatever skills are required to succeed in your business, you need to give time to acquire those skills which are important. One thing. Second thing, as per the Stanford University study, only 12% skills are required to succeed in anything. Only. You said, why do we need skills and what skills do we require? But I tell you what, even when you know what skills you require, even when you acquire those skills, still you can't succeed in any business or anything else by just acquiring the skills, because 88% your attitude matters, your mindset matters. Everything starts with the soch. Everything starts with the dream. I tell you what, I have seen many people becoming rag to riches. Let me complete my sentence. And I have seen a lot of riches becoming rag because of their bad attitude. So attitude plays a very, very vital role in somebody's success or failure. Of course, acquire skills, but along with that, इसके ऊपर काम करना है. You know what? अगर हम अपने दो हाथों से काम करें ना, if we work with our two hands, how much money can we earn? Maybe 1,000 rupees a day, maybe 2,000 rupees a day. But imagine if we work from the upper body, which is your brain. If you use your brain and work with it, you can earn any amount of money. But guess what? How many times you feed your body, your lower body? When you eat food, where it goes into your stomach, and you feed your stomach 3 times a day. But how many times do you feed your brain in a day? You can earn crores with it. Are you feeding it every day? You're feeding your stomach 3 times a day. Are you feeding your brain, even once a day? Still, I study 4 to 5 hours every day. Why? Because I know when I eat food, it goes in my stomach. But when I read something, when I listen to something, it goes into my brain. It programs my brain, which is more important than feeding my stomach. That is the reason with acquiring skills, you need to develop the right kind of mindset to do anything in your life. Whether it is studies or your job or your business or anything else.
Yes,
That is very, very rightly said, sir. So, sir, what do you think, how do you constantly challenge your underlying beliefs and, your assumptions, your ideologies? Because I read it on LinkedIn as well, and as we got the information about you, I read that you had faced lots of failures in your early life. So, how is it that you challenge yourself every day right now, and how do you challenge your mental status? How do you challenge the thought process of yours? How do you do all of that? Like, if you could just relate it with your past story and with now.
See, what I believe is past is tomorrow. Let's talk about today. And it's the same chapter in my upcoming book as well. Past is yesterday. Let's talk about today. What happened yesterday or day before yesterday or probably a year ago, there is no point talking about that challenge or that failure. We need to focus on now. Most of us either live in the past or live in the future. Whenever you're doing something, whenever you're thinking, you're either thinking about your past or you're thinking about your future. Very less people think about their present. Somebody said it rightly. The hardest thing in this world is to think. And most people don't do this hardest thing. And people who even do this hardest task, they remain either in the past or in the future. They don't live their life in the present. What happened yesterday, you can't change it, but you can change your tomorrow by doing the right things today. Somebody said it rightly. Whatever you are today is the result of the choices you made in the past. Whatever you will be tomorrow is going to be the result of the choices you will make today. So because I realize, because I know there is no point thinking or complaining about the failures that I had or the challenges that I had in the past, it is wise to think about, to make my future better. It is wise to do the activities which are required today. I hear a lot of people saying, let's make 2021 best. Let's make June 2021 best. I say, have you made your 16th June best? Are you going to make your 17th June best? Did you make your 15th June best? If you don't save money by the end of the month, you will not be able to save money by the end of the year. And if you don't save money by the end of the year, you will not save money by the end of your life. If you don't change today, your month is going to be the same. Your year is going to be the same. That is why it is important to remain positive, to only keep positive thoughts in your mind. I know saying is very easy. Some people might think, oh, you are successful, so you can say this. But I came from the background where you belong to right now. I faced all those challenges which you are facing right now. And even I am facing my challenges, my part of challenges I'm facing till now. You have a different challenge. I have a different challenge. There was one of the speakers on the stage who he said, I know that you all have big problems in your life. So what you should do is just write your biggest problem on a piece of paper, just roll it up and put it in the box. Everybody do it. So everybody write their biggest problems on the paper and put it in the box. Now the speaker shuffles it. Now it shuffles it. Now tell them to pick any of the slips out of the box. Now the speaker say, whichever slip you open up, whatever the problem is written on the slip, now this problem belongs to you. Now this is your problem. Everybody comes back to the box and throws the slip and says, my problem was okay. This is the biggest problem. So everybody thinks that my problem is the biggest. Similarly, you have your own part of challenges. I have my own part of challenges. We all need not to just focus on challenges. We need to focus on how to overcome those challenges. I recently uploaded a reel on my Instagram channel, on my Instagram page. I said in that reel, दुनिया में कोई ऐसा काम नहीं है जिसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम ना आए और दुनिया की कोई ऐसी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है जिसका सल्यूशन ना हो. तो आपको प्रॉब्लम्स पर फोकस नहीं करना, आपको उनके सॉल्यूशंस के ऊपर फोकस करना है. So this is what I do. I keep my brain neutral because I know everything has a challenge. It is just we need to know how to overcome those challenges and go forward in our life, go ahead in our life.
Yeah, that has probably opened a lot of like, what and who is your inspiration? The idea, how did you come?
Well, I learn a lot of things from my colleagues. I learn a lot of things even from you people as well. What I believe is I learn sometimes even from my 12 years child. Wherever you can learn, you should learn. So, but if you talk about the inspiration as such, so what I don't have a specific inspiration, but a person who is successful, who is doing good in life is my inspiration. This is what I believe, because I get to learn little things from everyone. If I see a bad habit in someone, I would not adopt it. If I see a good habit in someone, I would adopt it. This is my way of learning. If you ask me what is the biggest learning, what is the biggest characteristics that you have gained in last 11 years in direct selling business, I would say I have become a good observer. I observe people very closely. I observe their habits and I develop and I learn those good habits from those people. And I disown I disown those habits which are not good for me, for my personal life, and for my professional life. So, in this manner, everybody who's doing a good job in their life, if you're doing a good job in life, you're my inspiration. That is how I. That is how I think.
That is very nice of you, sir. So the next question we have is, what do you think, is digital business equally beneficial for all business types? Like, let's say, is digital business good for a consulting firm or real estate firm? So is it good for all types of businesses?
You know, I'm nobody when Bill Gates has already announced it to announce it now. Bill Gates said a decade ago, if your business is not on the internet, you will be out of the business. So who am I to talk about whether digital marketing is good for any business or not? Bill Gates has already said this decade ago. You do anything today. You go to Amazon, you go to India Mart, you need any product, you would find it on the internet. Many people are just thinking to take their business online. And even when people are thinking for last 1.5 year to take their business online, millions of people have already taken their business online. There are two kinds of people. One who are wishing to be successful, and the other who do what it takes to be successful. So you decide which category do you belong to. Are you wishing to be successful, or you do what it takes to be successful? Because digital marketing, it is good for any business these days. Any business, whether you're dealing with products or you're providing any service, it is good. It is just you need to learn the right way to promote your business digitally. And if you don't know how to do it, it's okay. You can learn it. If you can't learn it, it's okay. You can hire somebody who knows it. There are ways you can make it better. You can take your business digitally.
Yeah, as you said, there's a will, there's all
Right.
that is true. And like these days, there are a lot of marketing techniques that are ways people are promoting. In that,
Your voice is breaking, I guess.
am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, it is okay now.
Yeah, so I was saying that there are a lot of people are promoting their business. Do you think that email marketing is still effective, or like still beneficial that was there a few years back?
So to
You know,
your
your
voice
voice was
is very
breaking, but somewhat I understood your question. That email marketing is still effective. Why? If you take the data, 5 years ago, there are very less people in India who were accessing their emails, who were checking their emails on a daily basis. If you check the data now, you can see the difference. You can see the growth. How many people are checking their emails every day now? Even in villages, people who have smartphones, people who have access to the internet, they check they have their Gmail account. You know, if you want to be on Instagram, if you want to be on Facebook or on LinkedIn, you need your Gmail ID, right? So these days, people who are on social media, they have their Gmail ID, and many of them started to access their mails every day. So this is still effective, and email marketing is not just effective now, it is growing. So people can still use this marketing to promote their business.
so how do you think that we should measure the rate of success of the content marketing efforts that we put in and the overall digital marketing efforts that we do?
Audience, people say content is the king, but that is only one stage. But the second stage is engagement with the content is king. So if you have a good content, if people are engaging, you are measured that your content is good. If I post a reel and people are engaging with it, people are liking it, people are sharing it, people are saving it, what does it mean? That the reel is good, that the video is good, that the post is good, or whether the content is good. So engagement is the best way to measure whether your content is good or not.
But like these days, there are a lot of people who have a really great content on LinkedIn, but they don't get as much engagement. Like, what are the tips you can provide to them?
Consistency. To take your content viral, there is no magic formula. The only way, if you check the algorithm, because algorithm keeps on changing of different platforms. So if you check the trend, you never know. Sometimes your content was not good, but still people found it interesting, something interesting in it. They started sharing it. One of my reels have reached to almost 1 million, and it was something about smoking. I thought, this is not something which is a very good content, but people took it seriously. It hurt some people. They started sharing it. They started commenting on it, and it got viral. And one of my reels, I thought it has a very good content. People would really like it, and couldn't even cross even lakh. So, why, making your content viral, there is only one way to do it: consistency. And keep upgrading yourself, keep changing yourself, keep noticing the trend, keep observing the trend, what people are doing. If people are not engaging your content, which means you need to make it engaging. If people are not sharing it, you need to make it worth sharing. If people are not saving it, how you know it? How you can know it? There are insights on the Instagram. You can check it. You can check the analytics, and you can know whether people are engaging with your content or not. And accordingly, you can make changes in your content.
Right. So,
Right?
like, how has COVID impacted your digital business? Like, it has been very beneficial for you, or it has impacted you like a negative way?
See, I am happy that when the COVID started, my income was in six figures monthly. And post COVID, my income has become seven-figure monthly. But I'm sad that a lot of people has lost their jobs. A lot of people has faced the downfall in their businesses, because people were, I can't say that it's people's mistake that they didn't upgrade themselves, that they were not ready for the change. If I say this will be futile. But I tell you what, people were simply not prepared. They were in their comfort zone. They were satisfied. They were complacent what they were doing. And suddenly, when the lockdown was announced, people didn't realize what happened. And the same thing happened with me as well. My mind was, I couldn't think for about a week when the lockdown, when the lockdown was applied. I couldn't think much. I was wondering how to take my business completely online, how I would do, how I would grow my business, because there are no offline seminars available now. I I used Zoom earlier a little bit, but didn't have much idea about using the Zoom on a vast, in a vast way. But then I did some research, I did some study, I learned new things, and I changed the way I worked in only 1 week. For 1 week, I was worried. For 1 week, I was hopeless. For 1 week, I had no way. But after a week, when I started, when I started to learn new things, I changed my whole business. I shifted my whole business from offline to online. So it has impacted me well to grow my business. But it's not for everyone.
That is great, sir. Sir, what are the
Mhm.
trends that can be inferred about the field of digital marketing in the post-COVID world? Like any assumptions, any guarantees that you can make?
Uh, Sorry, your voice was breaking. Couldn't understand your question.
So I said, what are the trends that can be inferred about the field of digital marketing in the post-COVID world? Any assumptions or anything that you have got to say about this?
Well, just we need to upgrade ourselves. We can't think the same way we used to think before March 2020. We can't do the same things. We can't achieve success the way we were thinking to achieve before March 2020. It is just we need to upgrade ourselves. HMT watch, Nokia mobile, Kodak camera reels, Ambassador car, why it was thrown out of the market? They were very good at that time. But why they were thrown out of the market? The reason is simple, because they didn't upgrade themselves with the time. When the technology changed, when it upgraded, they didn't upgrade. And that is the reason they were thrown out of the market. Similarly, social media is for most of us. It is just we need to have a will to use it. It is just we need to have a will to upgrade ourselves. If I tell you what, I can't change you, but I can change myself. So if it is important for me to take my business on social media, if I realize that taking my business to the social media can help my business to grow, it is important to start making changes from now on. So this is what people can do, right?
So, sir, there are many people who are interested in the marketing fields, who are interested in the digital marketing agencies, especially who have their small businesses. There are people who are doing content creation, posting, uploading, everything on their own. So, what is it that
Mhm.
you would like to tell them? Like any advice that you would like to give them? Because sometimes people get disheartened. I'm working so much, but I'm not getting any response from the online media. Why are some people getting great responses, some people are getting 1,000 orders a day, but I'm doing the same thing, I'm not getting that. So, what is your advice for such people?
Your time will come.
Is 2 hours ahead from Kenya. So नाइजीरिया में भी दोपहर के 2 बजते हैं, कीनिया में भी बजते हैं. बात सिर्फ इतनी सी कि कीनिया में 2 घंटे बाद बजते हैं. इंडिया में अभी दिन है, अमेरिका में रात है. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि अमेरिका में सुबह नहीं होगी, 2 घंटे बाद होने वाली है ना. You just need to focus on your daily activities. What I tell people in my trainings all the time, consistency is the key. Many people, when they don't get the desired results, they stop making their efforts, and that is where they face the downfall and they finally give up. I tell you what, when you're a new agency, you don't know much about the audience, you don't know much about the algorithm, you don't know all the strategies, you don't have much skills, but then you're very excited and you're very consistent in your daily activities, but you're not getting good results. Why? Because you're excited, because you're consistent, but that doesn't help client. Why you're not getting good results? Because you might not be able to provide the appropriate result to the client. But when you have experienced, when you become experienced after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the line, you have knowledge, you have skills, you know your work, you know your audience, you can make the strategies. But the bad part is now you're not that excited you were earlier. When you didn't have those things, you were excited, you were consistent, but you were not getting results. But now, when you have what you didn't have earlier, but the problem is you're not that consistent to perform those activities which you were performing earlier. So the only way to succeed is to stay consistent. Your time will come. If you're consistent, somebody said it rightly. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. So if you keep moving, you will be a winner. But if you leave your field, you can never win. So just stay consistent. Keep doing your daily activities. Keep checking where you're wrong. Keep upgrading yourself as per the requirement, and just keep doing the right things on a daily basis. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, sir. There are a lot of people also who want to ask you some questions. Like if you're open for the open discussion, they can post
okay,
in.
sure.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have any questions you want to ask sir, you want sir's opinion on that, you can put it in the comment box and he'll be happy to answer.
Actually, what happens, what the tendency of people, when you ask people you have any question, they would not ask, most of them, because most people do not have proactive approach. You remember when you were studying in school and your teacher asked the whole class about the answer? Maybe one or two people replied. Why? Because not everybody have the proactive approach in their life. And I tell you what, successful people have proactive approach. Why only 2-3% become people? 2-3% people become filthy rich in their life? Because they are action takers. They are not procrastinators. They take action with the flick of the finger. And when you ask people specifically by their name, then they would ask questions. Because I do trainings every day, so I know even my team members who are 1 year old, when I ask them, okay, do you have any question? And they are silent. Maybe one or two people, when one or two people start asking questions, then other people will start asking questions in the row. Because we are in a society, वो कहते हैं ना भेड़ चाल वाली society, sheep walk. तो वही है, एक दो क्वेश्चंस लोग पूछेंगे तो बाकी सब पूछने लगेंगे, बट इतना टाइम नहीं होगा ना मेरे पास सब पूछने लगेंगे तो.
So there's someone who has asked what is the future of affiliate marketing and network marketing. So
See, both are good. Affiliate marketing is good and network marketing is good. You find your interest, what is good for you. You need to check out the earning possibilities in both, in affiliate and network marketing both. And whichever you find good for you, you can go for it.
there's someone else was also asked, is it important to know the target audience before a startup?
Sorry, couldn't get you. Can you be a little louder because the battery of this earbud has gone? Yeah.
So there's someone who has asked, is it important to know the target audience before a startup, before setting up a startup?
I'm sorry, I still couldn't get your question again. Yeah.
Shruti, can you
come?
it?
Yeah, please. No, you're not.
Yeah, I think
you're not audible. No. You try again. You try again.
There's someone who is asked, what is how is it important to know the target audience before setting up a startup?
Of course. You need to know your target audience, which is a very important thing. This is the prime thing that you need to know. If you are to sell, let's say, courses, you need to go in the area where there are a lot of coaching centers, where there are students. If you go to a corporate to sell your courses, academic courses, do you think people will buy it? Where there are a lot of females, If you go to buy, menswear in that area, do you think people will buy? What happens? Most people spend their most time in digging the well where there is no water, and they, and they give up doing it. Why? Because they don't find the water. First, before you start digging the well, you need to know where the water is before you start working on it. So it is important to know your target audience. Otherwise, you will be doing the efforts, you will be working hard, but you might not get the appropriate results. So target audience is the key thing in social media marketing. And I tell you what, Facebook has laser targeted audience. If you run an ad on Facebook, you can decide in a city, in this area, in this street, by this name, who's that person, you can target that person. Facebook ads are that laser focused, but then you need to know your right audience before you run your ad, or before you put the right keyword. You ask Google these days anything, but write the appropriate keyword and it will give you anything and everything. But the problem is, when you put the wrong keyword, Google will give you the wrong information. Right?
Yes, sir.
So anything else, or we are done with it?
So there are many questions, but I think they are too
Okay.
much. So it's okay if we are done with it. That's perfectly fine.
All right, no problem. I mean, we can do, if there is any important question, you can just text me on my Instagram, and maybe my team or I will reply the answer if it is possible. I don't promise you anything, but we would try to give as many answers possible. All right. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was a great session with you. It was very knowledgeable, and I think we gained a lot from it, and so I hope other people might have gained a lot from it as well. Thank you so much for taking out time and having this with us. It was a great
Thank
pleasure.
you. You're most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.